Hello everybody, welcome in this video where I want to showcase this Lego MOC I have created using parts from the Explorian line. That's a 90s space theme of Lego. I used the Explorian starship, the Hoverton, the Scorpion detector, the Nebula outpost. Already from the start I wanted to go for a train. Train kind of concept, so I needed the train parts, like basically the underside here, and I also wanted to be able to have it on the rails to drive it around. So therefore I needed a train system, and I decided on the passenger train, a set of a few years ago. I already had that set, and back in the day I had two sets. I still have two sets. The passenger train and the cargo train, and I think the cargo train is way cooler, has way more play features also for the boys. So I decided to take the passenger train apart and use those pieces in this Lego MOC. So 5 sets are used. There are quite a few leftover parts. Well, if you look at it like this, at least quite a few yellows. I couldn't really get the yellows that much in there. They're very, they do not go unnoticed. So a little bit of yellow already, attracts a lot of focus. So they're mostly left over. Then you have the wheels. There are quite a few wheels, especially on the Scorpion detector, which is okay. There are a few parts left. I also at first wanted to go for like three parts of the train, but then there were a lot of leftover parts, and just starting I ended up building another tower, rearranging stuff a little bit, and I'm actually quite happy with how the tower also supports the overall story, basically, or all the things you can do with it. Well, I wanted to make it a little bit like robust, like a heavy train part. Also, I knew I had a lot of bricks, so let's not make a very small train. Let's put a lot of stuff in there. One thing I noticed quite fast are these parts are actually, they're very big. You actually have to work your way around them, because I like them. You can think, oh, they're very big and they're just one part. But yeah, I think they are very specific to the Explorians space line. So I wanted to put them in there, and already by putting them like this, you get the triangular shape of the train. I always like to go for the angles to make it more interesting. Also with the glass in there. Of course I wanted to like divide those glasses around the entire set. And I ended up like putting the engine behind here. You can look in there. Of course, an engine, it's cool for play because it can break down. Maybe these are like energy, similar to the modern Lego Space Exploration sets. The city line, like these are energy canisters. They can be empty, they can be replaced, etc., etc. For the front, I wanted to have the cabin. At first I was just using one part, but I think it came very, very slim, very minimal. So let's see what we can do with all those angles. And here you have it. It can actually open quite well. Inside is the Hoverton steering wheel, and there's the driver with the hat of the passenger train set. I try to mix and match the old school minifigures and the new figures that were with the passenger set quite a bit, which I think adds some flavor to it. So there we go. Let's close it again. On top are these dishes. They're basically the same from the what this part is for the passenger train. I use the Explorian parts like this. There is a antenna. This kind of design of antenna. I just really like it. You see it more in my MOC. Sorry about that. It feels just like it has to be like something like this with this part like bending down. There it is. Then the battery box. Like I believe I already mentioned, I wanted to have a train that actually works. Of course, my kids also want a train that actually works. So you have this lid. It can come off quite easily. Well, there's an arrow which points the direction. You can slide it underneath and just put it on there, and there it is again. So there we go. Here we have the battery box. Of course, that's the connector, and also this back part. You on purpose you can just take it off quite easily, so you can move this out a little bit, so you can take the wire out, and you can replace the batteries. If you own any of the new engines, you probably know how fast the batteries are dying, especially if you put lots of bricks on your train. If the train is heavy, the battery seems to be empty even faster. So I wanted to be able to very easily replace the batteries, so therefore this system. I also really like that you can see that the light of the box actually goes from the battery box through the small transparent piece here. I do not have the controller at hand actually, but yeah, I think it's clear enough. So there you go, that's the battery box, and that's the first part of this train. A very robust first part to be able to cargo all the other stuff. It's a cargo train, well, mostly. And then the second part of the train, here is well, it's basically a space rocket, as you can clearly see. Yeah, this is the way it gets transported along the train, but it can actually like launch from the train. And of course a minifigure can here use this panel to put this down, follow the arrows basically. This is going down, so then you have the two arrows going up, arrows, there you go. And then here are the parts of the scorpion detector to actually have it rotate, move up and down and rotate. And I also wanted to be able to lock it in place for display purposes. And therefore I had this small part. Very basic. But you can actually put it underneath here. And it's a bit, doesn't go so easily most of the time. There you go. And you can actually pose it in different ways through multiple holes in there. You can put the white side over the edge. So yeah, I think that's very cool for posing purposes. The other side also have a, well, for the best stability. So this is better, or else the entire thing will fall over if you move it like this, because there you go. There's also another weapon here, and basically the rest of the thing holds the rocket. So let's zoom in on the rocket a little bit. You can take it off. Let me already put this back, put this down. So I'm really happy with how the rocket turned out. It is a little bit of a stylized feeling. I love the silhouette, the shape. I also try to get a little bit of color in there, so there are some reds. Strategically placed, there are some screens. There's a small, almost stylized jet on the back. Yeah, there we go. This is also the place. Here again, you see like the minifigures. I mixed and matched them a little bit. I like how this looks like a grill, and well, there's a hot dog sandwich and a cup of coffee It's yeah, a little bit of my take on friendly space exploration, and yeah, of course, you take something to eat with you and some coffee. So there you go. Really happy with how this turned out. It's quite simple, but I think it has a strong shape, and also it's very strong, so it's swooshable for the children, which is always a good thing. So there we go. Here is the third one. This is where I ask my children, yeah, what should the third one be able to do? And one said it should have a car, and the other one said a crane. So yeah, I decided to go with both. It ended up a little bit crowded, but hey, it is what it is at this point. So here you have this small vehicle that can move up the ramp here, up and down. There's a searchlight. It's a little bit inspired by the grid tracker of the Blacktron 2 space line. Just very small, no antenna though. Wouldn't fit the small place it has to stand, so it can move up. And there we go. So it can't. So it's fixed in place. It actually has this searchlight. It's in between of these bars, so it doesn't move at all. And then we have the crane. Really happy with how it turned out. In the past I've struggled with cranes, and yeah, the amount of articulation I could get from them. Like yeah, I wanted to be able to actually pick stuff from the carriage and place it down. And this way, yeah, it does just that, and that's all it needed to do basically. So it can take this one, can place it back. It can take the other one. It's a little bit cramped, but yeah, I'll buy it. It's functional enough. For some reason, the clutch power of these blue ones, they are very strong. So even though, yeah, there should be at least one stud in there to hold this thing in place, but just having these two, just yeah, they have a very firm grip on this container part. So here we have weapons. It's a weapon delivery maybe, or scanners, something else friendly. Let me put it back. And the other one, it has personnel inside. Of course, yeah, if you have more stuff you can transport, but also these sets come with lots of figures, so I had to, well, I wanted to place these guys in here. It's like maybe futuristic transport, like you travel by train in such a small cabin. So there we go. Also, the way this is placed, I liked how in the end yeah, it feels systematically correct. Nothing is at an odd angle. You can just place it like this while it's on the rails. So yeah, this is the transport unit of the train, I guess. Yeah, also here I started with these pieces, what to do with them, and actually they make up for quite a lot of wall. I do not have enough of these blue parts, but thankfully it was fixable. Yeah, and then it ends up being like a station tower for this organization. It's a little bit inspired by a lighthouse. These actually can open up, like the arrows indicate. I wanted to have that consistent throughout the entire thing. Also here is like a arrow on there. You can't really see it. So it's an arrow on there. It can rotate. You get that. Yeah. And this tower is, one person is inside. I'm kind of like imagine it being like a watchtower, a operator tower for the train system. So you have here one person inside. This person really likes these muffins. There you go. course, there's a coffee machine inside. Always have a coffee machine. There is a screen with like the layout of the tracks. And up here, there's like a small light on the ceiling. And if you actually rotate that, you rotate the top. It's not, well, technically it's Technic Lego, but it's the amount of like functionality possible with the Lego Technic parts provided in these sets. It's cool. So inside you also have like weapons. Of course, he has to go through the main door. So yes, maybe there's some eye scanning or stuff, a light, and then the door opens. You can enter. Then you have two sides of the tower. And one side I imagine being like a futuristic a place where you can get a bite or get a drink. It's got these big screens with those those stickers, those holographic stickers. Maybe they press it. There's a small waiting line, and they get their food being printed by these parts. Here is one. Oh, let's move that inside the screen. There's one person that already has like a croissant. And this one is going to fill his cup. So I try to do something with all the parts left, and it's a bit of storytelling, which makes sense in like maybe in a futuristic train station scenario. And this one is out of order. You got these posters, or maybe they're gravity they're attached to. It's still a human race that does things that are out of order. Well, there we go. There are also inside there are like these big buttons, these gray ones. I imagine them being able to reset the screen, or maybe do something with it, or repair it. Yeah, I see a lot of play possibility in this part. They're a bit abstract, but with some creativity you can imagine all kinds of things happening here. So there we go. This is the tower, and of course satellite discs. Yeah, they don't need an explanation. You need to be in contact. So let me put those things back. So what first started out as an attempt to create a train, like a 3-part train, ended up being like a 4-part Lego MOC. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think there are loads of play possibilities, loads of ways to place it nicely. There are loads of minifigures in this set, more than 10 I believe. I think I still have a few left. No, maybe not. But still, there are a lot of figures in here, so there's a lot of possibility for play. So I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments, and have a nice day.